Well, what we're going to do today is just a very quick tutorial just to show a chrome effect in Photoshop. So what we're going to do to begin with is use the gradient tool, and up in this left hand corner here we have a selection of gradients to choose from. You'll notice this little tab here, you can choose from a variety of gradient options. But what we're going to use today is one that's a quite typical one for chrome finishes, is just a sky blue horizon line. And I'm just going to project it through the selection there. So you'll see the key elements of any chrome finish or highly reflective surface is we need a reflection of a sky tone in a stylistic sense and an earth tone. And the transition is this dark patch which represents our horizon line. So what we need to do is, if we've got that chrome effect distorting around a curved surface, and bear in mind we can do this with pastel and marker the same way. The only reason I'm showing it with Photoshop is it just helps the video presentation. It's just for getting a better image. Okay, we use the transform warp tool, and you can see we've got a number of little control points that allow us to distort the image. So this allows us to take a flat gradient and wrap it around a surface. So for example, we will drag this up like so, keep going, drag it down the other side, so you can sort of see that the horizon line is getting progressively pushed down. So we're getting this curved effect, so it's as if it would be conveying a concave object. Okay, there we go. So we just press enter, and that converts that. Select, deselect, and what I'm going to do is select a little circular element which I got before, round D. And you can sort of see, if we zoom in there now, we've got that, I did undo, I still had the gradient there. That allows us to establish just what is occurring, where our horizon line would occur. So what I'm going to do is just make a little layer over the top of that. I'm going to fill that with colour, just so we can see it. So edit, transform, fill, foreground colour. We get this red square. I reduce the opacity down so we can just see it there, and what we're going to do is deselect, and then we're going to come back and just shrink down that gradient until we get something that fits in nicely with that square. So I'm just using the scale tool just to get it cropped off. That'll work well for me. Okay. Okay, switch that off. Select. Load selection. We'll get the same selection we had before. Okay. And by the way, if we go to the channels, you can sort of see that alpha channel is already in place, so we can edit it at any stage in the future and come back to it. Okay, we'll just select inverse, edit, clear, and there we go. We've got a chrome effect to represent, say, a hubcap that's a concave surface, so we're getting a reflection in reverse, so we're getting the earth tones on the top and we're getting the sky tone on the bottom. So what we'll do is select inverse again. We'll just make a layer, and just to give a sense of detail to it, we'll add a stroke to it. So stroke, say 7 pixels, we'll make it white. Okay, and if we shrink that down slightly, you'll be able to see. I'll just move that up a bit. Okay. Now we make a duplicate, so I'm just using the Shift key, or is it the Alt key? I think it's the Alt key. Shrink it down a little bit. Just to give it a sense of form. We'll do it one more time. Shrink it down. Okay. Okay, so you can sort of see we're getting a sense of roundness. So if we were doing a curved plate, this would be one way to render it. So just remember, if you're working with traditional media, a sky blue pastel wash on one side, a horizon line, which generally you do with marker, and then an earth tone pastel wash underneath it. Okay, I'll just add a shadow in behind that. So you double hit on the surface, click the drop shadow setting, click on to drop shadow, and we can adjust distance. So again, you can do this with marker, but it gives you some sense of what we can do using both media. So we're getting some sense of depth to the form. Okay, last thing we'll do, just to finish this off, is we'll, let's see, I think we'll just select. We'll do this a particular way. I won't work through the layers menu. We'll just, there we go, there we go. That's what I want. So I'm just going to select that one. Oops, oh, wrong layer. Select, deselect. Okay, I'm just grabbing those little white elements through there. And in order to get a sense of roundness to it, where we're picking up the highlights are on the sky tones, yet on the earth tones, they're going to be in shadow. So I've got this concave bowl working for us. So what I'm going to do is just switch to the erase tool in this case. We can do this other ways, but this is the way we're going to do it today. We're going to change the opacity down to 50. Just make it a big old brush. And we're going to remove some of that whiteness. Okay, step the opacity down of the layer altogether, and you'll see what we get. Okay, you can sort of see now we've got a highlight side to it and a lit side to it. And last thing we do is we'll just switch to a brush, a soft brush. Let's go with a 65. Yep, that'll do fine. Got a white material there. Be fine. Opacity just down a little bit, and we'll just pick up a highlight on the edge there. Okay, so there we go. A quick little chrome effect. The tools that we've worked with here have been the gradient tool, the brush tool just to get the highlights in, and we've done a little bit of fooling around with the move command. Remember, to get a duplicate, press Alt. In my case, I've got a Syntec key, but you can then get duplicates of whatever selection that you've got there. Okay, hope that's working for everyone. Thanks.